Dear friend, worry, that persistent companion of modern life, often finds its way into our minds, casting a shadow on our moments of joy and tranquility. It can creep in like a thief, stealing the peace of our present by conjuring problems that may not even exist. In this exploration of the paradox of worrying, we delve into the profound teachings of Taoist philosophy and other spiritual traditions to understand how the power of living in the present moment can alleviate our needless anxieties. The nature of worry. Imagine a serene Sunday morning, bathed in the gentle warmth of the sun's rays. Yet, even in the midst of this idyllic moment, a thought intrudes: Monday is just around the corner. Suddenly, the sunshine loses its luster, and it feels as though Monday has already robbed us of our precious Sunday peace. Worry, it seems, is the art of borrowing trouble from tomorrow and carrying it into today. We find ourselves entangled in a web of what-ifs and to-dos that may never materialize. This is the paradox of worrying. We fret about problems we don't even have yet. Taoist wisdom beckons us toward a simpler path, to live in the now and glimpse the truth. Living in the present moment. Taoism, with its emphasis on the Tao, teaches us to embrace the present moment. It whispers that our worries about Mondays and Fridays, about tomorrow and yesterday, are mere illusions. These future hurdles, they don't exist in the now. Here and now, you are merely a human being lying in bed, wrapped in a blanket of present moment peace. Let's illustrate this with an example. Picture two friends attending a live concert. The music is loud, the crowd is energetic, and the night is young. One friend can't stop thinking about waking up early for a gathering the next day. The loud music becomes an annoyance, the crowd overwhelming. This friend spends the entire concert checking the time, anxious to go home and rest. The other friend, however, sees it differently. For him, the live music is electrifying, each note an invitation to embrace the moment. He doesn't think about tomorrow. Instead, he lets the rhythms carry him away. Same concert, same music, but different worlds. What sets these two friends apart? Perception. Perception shapes reality. Our perception, shaped by our experiences and expectations, defines our reality. We often wear glasses that allow us to see the world only in our favorite colors. But what if those glasses don't show us the world as it truly is? The ancient Taoist sage Chuangzi offers an eye-opening parable to ponder. Chuangzi tells a story of two women celebrated for their beauty by human standards. Yet, when animals like fish, birds, and deer see them, they dive, fly, and run away. This challenges us to consider if our idea of beauty is universal. The short answer is no. What's beautiful to a human might be incomprehensible to a fish or a bird. If a rose could think and see, it would probably find other roses beautiful. Beauty, like many aspects of life, is not a one-size-fits-all concept. It's created by the observer, subject to their experiences and expectations. Two truths in Buddhism. Buddhism introduces the concept of the two truths, relative and absolute. Relative truth is our individual perspective, shaped by our senses. It's real, but not the complete reality. Then there's absolute truth, which is the world as it is, unchangeable and unbiased. Laozi captures this in another Taoist teaching, describing a journey of 1,000 miles starting with a single step. Life is a sequence of single moments, and the only reality is the step you are taking now. So, if problems are subjective experiences based on our personal truths, what does that mean for us? It means that problems aren't universal truths but subjective realities. The subjective nature of problems. Our problems, like our sense of beauty, are subjective. They are real to us, but not universally real. An investor might lose sleep over a market crash, but another might see it as an opportunity. Both realities are valid for the individuals experiencing them, but they are not universal truths. Laozi points us toward the Tao as the ultimate reality, describing it as a well-used vessel that is never filled. This ancient wisdom reminds us that the ultimate reality, or Tao, is endless and cannot be defined. It's a constant, a source that we all return to, no matter what our subjective experiences are. The world as we perceive it is just a slice of the whole pie. Reconciling the two truths. The wisdom of Zhuangzi and Laozi guides us toward reconciling these two truths. They invite us to be mindful of our judgments and perceptions while staying open to the infinite possibilities of the Tao. Life is a continuous loop of dilemmas, but by recognizing the subjective nature of our problems, we can find a deeper sense of peace. The endless cycle of problems. Life often feels like a continuous loop of dilemmas. One moment we're relieved about an investment bouncing back, and in the very next breath, we're already troubled by another what-if scenario. The problem doesn't lie in the external world. It's not the numbers that change or the opinions people have about us. It's the churn inside our minds. We have a knack for creating endless puzzles, and then expending our energy trying to solve them. It's like Sisyphus pushing a boulder up the hill, only to watch it roll back down again and again. We need to ask ourselves, are these even problems in the grander scheme? The art of letting go. We put so much effort into tweaking little things in our lives, desperate for a change. Yet, in the end, we're chasing our tails. We might worry about how we look, but then again, who is to say what is beautiful? It's all in the mind. We are always in a hurry to solve all our problems at once, but how about we pause and focus on the first step? Sometimes, that first step might be to simply accept that life isn't perfect, that people will have opinions, and the stock market will rise and fall. Acceptance can be an incredibly freeing experience. Challenges or problems? Some problems may seem urgent and real, like threats to our well-being. Yes, there are situations that require action, but it's the attitude with which we approach these problems that matters. Are we hammering away at them one after another, like nails sticking out of the wall, or do we view them as challenges that offer us an opportunity to grow? The trick is to switch from a mindset of problem solving to one of problem dissolving. This is where meditation can be incredibly helpful. As you sit quietly, observing your thoughts, you realize that most of your problems are not as concrete as they seem. They're not so much conditions of the external world, but creations of your own mind. And the mind, once understood, can be quieted. The liberation of letting go. If we could all adopt a more Taoist approach to life's puzzles, we might find that the path becomes less rocky. Maybe the problem isn't the path at all, but the heavy baggage of expectations and worries we're carrying along. By letting go, we can walk lighter, maybe even find time to smell the flowers along the way. The point, after all, is not to solve life but to live it, as Albert Einstein wisely said. Problems cannot be solved with the same mindset that created them. This strikes a chord, urging us to re-examine the relentless cycle of problems that often seem to tell us that we're knee-deep in a quest to shift external circumstances to our liking, believing that once everything aligns perfectly, we'll finally find peace. Changing perspective, not circumstances. The truth is that changing our circumstances is not always the answer. It's often more powerful to change our perspective. Problems are often constructs of our minds. They're not fixed or objective. Just as water takes the shape of whatever container it's in, our perceptions mold the form of our problems. What happens when you drink a cup of tea, focusing only on the aroma, the taste, the warmth? The world slows down just for that moment, and worries and problems fade into the background. They might not vanish, but they seem to lose their grip on you. This doesn't mean avoiding real-world issues. It means disengaging the mind from perpetually labeling everything as a problem. Embracing the power of now. In conclusion, problems are less about the actual events and more about our interpretation of those events. We might not be able to stop problems from appearing, but we can change how they affect us. Instead of solving them, we could let them dissolve, evaporate like morning mist as the sun rises. Dear friend, by mastering our minds, we discover the ultimate tool for problem solving. And sometimes, we find that the problems weren't even there to begin with. Embracing the power of now, we can free ourselves from the relentless cycle of worrying about problems we don't even have, and instead, savor the beauty of each moment as it unfolds. I am overjoyed that you're still with me. Your support holds immense significance in my heart. It would fill me with immense gratitude if you could share my content and kindly leave a comment. Thank you for taking the time to consider it. May your day be filled with absolute beauty and blessings.